Alright, welcome back everyone. Sorry for the recent technical issues. I've actually sort of redone my recording setup using some new software for it, so I'm hoping that I'll have fewer issues as a result. Now, where were we? We have completed Phase 1 of Project Assembly, which is a huge milestone that's unlocked a lot of new things for us. Or at least unlocked a lot of new things for us to work on. And over here, we should be on our way to fully automating some amount of rotor production. It's not quite up to efficiency yet, and that's because of the manifold design that I made for this. So we should have... I should take a look at it, but we should have 90 per minute ore going in on this belt, and then each of these should be producing iron ingots at 30 per minute, resulting in 90 per minute ore going out on this Mark II belt, and that is enough to feed all of our iron rod production and screw production. But again, because of this manifold design, we're waiting on all of these machines to fill. So this one, for example, is not anywhere near full yet. But that first one is, and has more or less just backed up to the splitter, which means that, and this one is, and has just started backing up. So we're getting there. We're getting to the point where this manifold is going to start operating properly. This one, for example, should suddenly start getting just a bit more iron than it needs. And as a result, will back up onto the belt. Yeah, there's it hitting 2 for the first time. And now 3. So you get the idea. It's very, very, very slowly going to start backing up because the input rate is slightly higher than it needs. It'll back up all the way to here, and the remainder will get shunted to our screw production, which desperately needs that extra iron. These, for example, are running at only like just over half efficiency by the look of it. All right. That should be getting going. Got rotors getting output for the first time. And I think what we definitely need to do is start taking a look at the new tiers that we've unlocked. So, okay, yeah, so that's right, I'd already selected this one. So we've got coal power, which is a huge upgrade. So this is a lot more complex to set up than biofuel or biomass burners, but it is a fully automated means of production. And by that, I mean that the fuel for it isn't something you have to harvest. You mine it. It's coal. You pull it out of the ground and feed it into your coal generators along with water, and that produces power. So this will also be the very first time working with fluids, hence all of these pipelines and pumps and fluid buffers. So that's going to be a whole new adventure, but the upshot is, once you have coal up reliably, that is a huge change in the way you can play the game. Speaking of huge changes, we're also going to unlock our first means of bulk logistics transport. So the truck station is a loading and unloading station where you can put resources into and pull it out of vehicles. The first vehicle we've unlocked is the tractor, which is not great, but it is functional, so at least that's something. And I'm probably going to make pretty extensive use of this as soon as I unlock it. sort of philosophically, there's two main ways to approach designing a factory. And one is often called a mega factory, where you build one enormous factory and you try to get all your resources piped or, otherwise available to that factory, and you try to build everything you need right there on site. The other approach is often called modular factories, where instead of trying to create everything in one location, you try to have lots of small, relatively simple factories that specialize in one kind of product, in turning one thing into one other thing. And, the reality is that nobody ever builds entirely according to one of those philosophies. Usually you do a combination of both. It's not much to look at. It's just a starter area, but this is functionally a mega factory, because I pull in all the raw resources I'm going to use, and I try to create everything that I'm going to need right here. But as things become more complex, I find that can kind of scale out of control, and I start having a lot harder time keeping track of where everything is in a mega factory and how to get it to where it needs to be. It's also really easy to run out of space if you realize, I need to expand this production line, but I've already built other things around that. That can be a huge problem. So I'm definitely, excuse me. I'm definitely interested in taking a more modular approach this time around. And those first tractor vehicles are probably not the best for transporting resources around between mini modular factories, but it's a start, and I think I'll have fun with it, so I want to give it a try. And the other thing we have in Tier 3 is basic steel production. So steel is going to be a huge resource later on in the game, and as you've seen in the MAM, there's a lot of research that is locked behind steel production. Steel also requires coal. You create it by mixing coal with iron ore in a new building called a foundry, which can take 2 inputs, like a smelter with 2 inputs. So that's going to be a big project. Definitely coal power is probably the most game-changing at this point, getting off of biomass burners. But as you can see, I already selected this one, actually, just because it was so straightforward. So all of the resources for it we should have available readily due to our earlier automation. And this is where the Xeno Basher was hiding. I was looking for it in the MAM for quite a long time, but it turns out it is hiding over here. I think maybe this was always the case and I just completely forgot. But I definitely want to unlock this, because this is a straight upgrade over our Xeno Zapper. And once we have this, there is no need to go back to this thing. So let's take care of that. I'm going to need to grab some rods. Let's take a look at our biomass situation. Okay, it's still running on wood, so we're doing good. Let's go ahead and get this completed. Oh, well, I need reinforced plates too. Excuse me. Okay, let's get this completed, as I was saying. All right, 1, and then 2 for some rods, 2 again, 2 again, and then 4, 4, 4. Oh, excuse me, 3.
Milestone reached. The Xeno Basher is a direct upgrade from the Xeno Zapper. In the words of the engineer that first developed this tool, quote, "The Zapper kind of electrocutes things, the Basher straight up smacks stuff, while also electrocuting them," unquote. It is beneficial during encounters with aggressive fauna, and has been tested thoroughly. The engineer's noble sacrifice for Xeno research will not be forgotten, whoever they were.
Ada might be pretty ominous and condescending, but she can be pretty funny too. All right, so I definitely want to make that as soon as possible. Xeno Basher. So you can see it actually uses the Xeno Zapper as an input, just to sort of hammer home that this is an upgrade over that item. So I need to make a second one of those. And, sorry, I need to actually look at how many modular frames I need. 5, okay. Let's go ahead and unequip this so that it's available as a resource. And make 5 modular frames. All right. And we need a little bit more wire. Just a little bit more. Oh, went back here out of habit. Here we go. All right. There we go. All right, let's get this thing equipped. Nice. All right, very excited to make use of this. Got the freighter back. So let's take a look at other tiers. Well, I think I should get coal power immediately. And that's not too bad. 150, 50, 500. I might not be quite there on rotors, but I'm definitely heading in that direction. Oh, yeah, so close. So close. We just quickly put some stuff back away, and then go look for all of our other resources, and hopefully we will have gotten the rotors we need in the meantime.
Milestone reached. Power production can now be fully automated by burning coal, which has been added to the resource scanner. Water is also necessary to run the coal-powered generator and will require a network of pipelines to be transported from a water source. To assist with locating and identifying water, FICSIT has compiled this guide. Water is a somewhat reflective liquid and it may have thick vegetation growing nearby. To test if something is water, try touching it. If it is not solid and does not corrode your suit, it is probably water.
Thank you so much, Ada. I'm not sure that I would have been able to find water otherwise. All right. I would also like to get vehicular transportation, because setting up coal tends to require hauling a lot of materials out to some distant site somewhere. And I'm hoping that at least unlocking a truck will help with that. Let's see. Now, Tier 4 is also technically accessible to us. However, I expect that everything here requires steel. Sure looks like it. So we'll talk more about all of that later, once we have steel automated. There's not much point in focusing on it at this point. Alright. Gonna need some more modular frames, which I still have not bothered to automate. Plates, rotors, and cable. Okay. Let's see. the modular frame situation looks like. Gonna need more rods and reinforced iron plates. There we go. And let's get those added in. Like that, I thought. Oh, the pod hasn't arrived yet. This hasn't really come up yet, but the pod does take a little bit to return. And you can't populate a new milestone until it gets back. Okay. Well, in the meantime, we should really start looking for coal. That is a lot of coal over there. Purity temp, I assume that's just some kind of bug. I'm pretty sure I've seen that before. But that is a fair bit of coal. Yes, I did run into this pure node previously. Pure one out there. But this area, especially next to water, looks so promising. So let's go ahead and put a marker there. Guess I'll make it look like a power station. Give it a nice yellow color. Yeah, so these map markers that you can place via this are very dynamic. You know, can name them, can give them categories, which determines where they show up over here, I believe. And can show like their size on the map and on the compass, and then view distance, so like how close you have to get to them before they'll start appearing on your compass as you walk around the world. So yeah, very dynamic, which is nice. Okay, well, while we are waiting, as I said, suppose we might as well run over there, gather some biomass along the way, and scope out the area and wait for rotor production. In the meantime, can't unlock vehicles until we get that. Still gathering biomass, but hopefully not for too much longer. Oh, there's a little quartz deposit right here. Might as well get that. Wish I'd found that way earlier. There. We just got close enough to have that marker appear on our map. Of course, I could have set it to a longer distance, and probably should have. A cluster of pale berries out here. Admittedly, I'm not totally sure what I'm using pale berries for at this point, because I don't think I can make them into medical inhalers. But I'm sure there'll be a use eventually, hopefully. There's the freighter returning. Great. Well, let's try out this new basher. One. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the upgrade is in terms of damage, but it is something, and if nothing else, the attack speed of this is just so much faster and more reliable than the Xeno Zapper. Gotta get that slug. Yeah, this is a beautiful area. Every once in a while, I feel like I hear something unusual. Hard to say. Let's look for those nodes. That one at least is blocked. I hope that's not the case for all of them. It is not. Okay. Got a plasma spitter. Oh, yeah. Okay, the damage is a significant upgrade. Definitely. Couple more nodes over there. They look open. Ace. Oh boy, I love having this thing instead of that zapper. Coal normal. Coal normal. Okay. I'm probably gonna end up removing a lot of these trees, but we'll see. Gonna take out some, at least, for biomass. Oh. Excuse me. I don't seem to be carrying any fuel. My bad. Here's another one of those weird sounds. Okay. So at least... So that is blocked. At least 3 normal nodes. 4 potentially, if I can destroy that. Oh, chainsaw fuel. Keep forgetting. Alright. Definitely gonna have to do some planning in terms of how many coal generators we'll create, how much water each of them will need, and yeah, you know, obviously what to do about that one blocked coal node. Really glad they weren't all blocked, though. That was my fear when I first saw it. I saw a crashed freighter for a second, but no such luck. Maybe I will circle around and try to go up a different way, see if I can find anything else. And I suppose I can be gathering biomass in the traditional way, despite not having the chainsaw. Oh boy. Yeah, up until 1.0, there was also a whole system for, you would pick up flower petals and make color cartridges in order to customize the appearance of things, and I think they've done away with that. Just one of you. But yeah, I think they've done away with the whole system of flower petals and color cartridges, and I will not miss it a bit. I certainly didn't like having my inventory constantly populated with those. We do have some other resource nodes out here. That was an abrupt lighting change. Oh my gosh. Oh, pure iron. Interesting. Boy, I'm gonna need my flashlight. Can't hardly tell what's going on. Come here. There we go. Yeah, pure iron ore. iron ore node and a normal copper node just sitting here. Interesting. Out of curiosity, let me scan for more iron. So there are a fair few iron nodes around here. So would I want to use this for steel production instead of coal power? Because steel production will need iron and coal available to it. But I don't know that I have many other good coal candidates. There's a 4 node over there that's pure. Oh, there's some stuff out there. Let's put a map marker there. Question mark. Let's make it a black question mark. That seems appropriate. Let's have it be visible from a long ways away. And try to head in that direction. We'll see. I could run into some new enemies that give me trouble. But if there's a chance of building my coal power in a more appropriate location, wouldn't want to miss it. Got medical inhalers over there, so should be good for some amount of combat. Ooh, lots of plasma spitters there. Let's see how this goes. Okay. Nice. Not a scratch. That is the benefit of having this basher combined with the Blade Runners, giving us all that extra mobility. That's a huge increase in our power. But there are still things that can threaten us, definitely. This is a form of enemy we haven't seen before. Sure would be nice if I had that rebar gun for it, but we're gonna make it work. Okay. Oh, one more. Well, could have gone better, could have gone way worse.
Samples of unknown alien species acquired. It is unclear where on the flora or fauna spectrum it lies, but initial data suggests this might be a nest or an egg. Research the remains in the MAM to establish classification and potential countermeasures.
Pick up a yellow slug, our second one, I believe. Ooh, quick cold check. Okay, they're still a little ways away, but we're getting there. I'm just gonna try to bypass that large spitter for now. Well, nah, let's do it. Oh yeah, it can do multiple close-range blasts. multiple of many types of blasts. Okay, still not too bad. A big spitter Summer's loop on a very interesting looking plant thing. A couple of these hatchers, I think they're called. And got a drop pod over there, which I would like. Where are those nodes? Let's grab this guy. So yeah, I don't think I'm quite ready to take a big spitter and some hatchers at the same time. At least not without the rebar gun. I really should have made that by now. But let's at least get a marker down for that drop pod. Okay. What's this area looking like in terms of water, though? Pure, nice, normal. I don't see much water, which is a problem. Oh, there's a drop pod. It does have a big boy on it. We'll risk that. Stop it. Oh no. Then there's a little one. Well. Ooh, and on top of that. Okay, this could be going better. It's a little difficult to see, too. I'll lead you to a more advantageous position. Oh, I've been gone for far too long. Easy, bud. Where are you going? I swear these things are the bane of my existence. It's just so hard to get a hit off. Ooh, let's not eat it if we can avoid it. Come here. Can you get up here? These are the questions. Have an autosave that's going to trigger, though I would prefer not to save scum the pants off of this. There we go. Okay. That was a bit rough. But hey, we did it. Oh, and it needs statters. Okay, so we aren't getting the contents of that pod right now anyway. So yeah, statters are something that is behind steel production, I believe. Oh, except there's 38 of them. So we are getting this right now. Beautiful. All right. Grab some steel pipe. That's quite a bit of it. Ooh, and motors. That is currently well beyond our capability to produce, so that is very nice. Ooh, gosh, I wonder where this will lead. But I do feel like we should get heading back. Both because we're running low on medical inhalers and because our power gave out. So let's get back quick as we can. Oh, well, I'm a little distracted. There was a big hog back there, so I'm just going to try to depart the area. Little one, big one. We really need to start putting all of these alien remains to more effective use. We're certainly going to use them for protein inhalers, but I also have some plans for the awesome sink, utilizing these. Which that sound startles me every time. Have we been here? No. No. And there's a freighter out there. You're not that big boy. Hate you little ones getting in the way. There we go. So much easier with a little bit of open space, I'll tell ya. Oh, yeah, that was a huge difference compared to the last one. Okay, let's pick up all the components we can around here. Sheets. And we need to get way out there. Ooh. 60 megawatts. Okay, so 2 biomass burners will get us there. Can we build those? 2. powerful. Hook them all up to the pod. Oh, it's going to complain at me immediately, but that's fine. Let's just pull like 40 leaves, sure. Oh, and then mentioned control clicked instead of shift clicked, a classic. And into you, there, and let's turn on the grid for just a short bit. Beautiful. Yeah, that's fine. That was just our little mini grid here, which doesn't exist anymore. Okay, well, let's get heading back for real this time. Will that take us? Yeah, that'll take us in the correct direction as well. No need to jump back down into that depression area over there when we can just walk out. Oh. Oh. It wasn't my main base that ran out of biomass. It was my little Caterium outpost. Well, that's great news. Fantastic. All right, well, I guess let's get a hard drive researching to start. And of course I can't queue up another one. And I do want to make some more protein inhalers so that I've got a stock of those. I do want to make the rebar gun. Definitely. I do though. Oh no, I have enough hand slots that it's not the end of the world to use the rebar gun. And I've got to remember to research the new alien remains we found, the Hatcher. We should really start looking at the awesome sink. I've been putting that off for too long. So that's going to be under special. Some sink is large, I think is the term. What are you holding? You're holding Caterium. Okay. Just leave you alone for now. So all I'm going to do for the moment is set up the awesome sink with a container pointing into it. So anything I put in this container will get fed into the awesome sink. Now I think these, oh yeah, they actually require a lot of power. 30 megawatts, which is sort of why I've been ignoring it. What's our gap here? Capacity 240, max consumption 203. So that's fine. We are in a position to turn that on without issue. All right. That's going to be huge. So let's also build the awesome shop. I will need screws for that. Can I steal that out of you? I can steal some. Not many. Maybe I'll just make those myself. Let's plop this down right there. Alright, nothing to do yet because we don't have any tickets, but we can quickly remedy that. So, I'm going to pull out a lot of alien remains, alien protein. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. And I'm going to turn basically all of these into alien DNA capsules. There we go. All right. So let's talk a little about how the Awesome Sync works. I think I've mentioned before, but it will consume whatever resources you put into it, and in exchange it will generate FICSIT coupons, and those can be redeemed in the Awesome Shop. Now, you can input standard resources or you can input DNA capsules, and they're each tracked separately. And I'll talk a little bit more about why that is in a moment, but let's just do an example. So let's just input, let's say, 1 iron rod. That is way more than 1 iron rod. Good old control click. That is 3 iron rods. So as each goes in, you can see that our points until next coupon decreases here, but really only by a little, and that's because iron rods are such a simple resource. So for the sake of comparison, let's dump in 3 modular frames, for real this time, just 3. And you can see the difference instantly. Modular frames are just a much more complex component than iron rods, thus they give you way more points. Now, I'm sure that somebody has a breakdown somewhere of the exact points that you'll get from every type of resource you feed into it, but that's the general idea. The more difficult it is to produce the component, the more it will give you from the Awesome Sync. The DNA coupons, or the DNA points, on the other hand, are tracked independently. And the reason for that is because it's a little hard to see because we didn't roll over exactly cleanly. Our points until next coupon is about halfway done. But every time you complete one of these tracks associated with standard resources or DNA capsules, the next one costs more. So you can't just sync modular frames for forever and earn tickets or earn coupons at the same rate that we were getting them there. It's going to get more and more expensive over time. So these DNA capsules, on the other hand, are tracked separately so that as you sync many standard resources, there's still some incentive to go out and hunt alien life forms and sync the associated DNA capsules, because they won't scale along with your standard production. They scale only based on the number of DNA capsules you've already gathered and put into here. So it tends to still maintain some degree of value later on in the game when you have factories that are sinking hundreds or thousands of resources per minute. But DNA capsules won't be cheapened by that sort of effect from your factories. But I have been gathering quite a few alien remains and not doing much of anything with them. So now I have a lot of DNA capsules to sink, and I'm hoping to get a lot of coupons as a result. As you can see, that's really tracking up, and we haven't even really started. So I'm hoping we'll get a fair bit out of that. Now, I saw a pop-up that the hard drive research had completed. Okay. Steamed copper sheet. Interesting. And caterium wire. So this would be a nice way to cut copper out of a production line for a particular spot. But I'm not really feeling excited about either of these. So, for example, this recipe, I will be needing a fair bit of copper sheets here pretty soon, and I don't have them automated. But this recipe is produced in a building I haven't even unlocked yet. So you can see that the area is blank. So I won't be using this for a good while. And caterium wire, I have just no incentive for at present. It'll give me more flexibility later when I'm building factories in more exotic locations. But for now, no. Okay, so free reroll. Let's see what we got. Biocoal. Okay, so I can turn biomass into coal, which this won't be useful for power production because the whole point of coal power was my desire to not have to gather biomass. So not going to be doing that for power at the very least. It might be useful in some contexts where I need coal, but I'm willing to hand feed it. I don't feel like there are many contexts where that will come up. And then a copper rotor. So let's see, the default is screws and iron rods, and it produces 4 per minute. This one is copper sheets and screws, and produces way faster. This is at least interesting. I don't think I'll use it for a while, like a lot of these, but this is something that could appeal to me later on. If I was trying to avoid the use of iron rods at all, for example. I don't need them to make screws anymore, because I've got that cast screw recipe that we unlocked. So this is another component that wouldn't need rods in any way. So that could be interesting. I will take that. All right. Oh, let's go ahead and research that hatcher while we have the opportunity.
The remains researched belong to a plant-like organism hosting the larva of the flying crab, the most mature of which hatch when threatened. Hatcher remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving pioneer safety during exploration.
All right, very nice. So, I would also like to get some more hand slots. I don't think I have 500 steel beams stashed away, but I'll check on that. Rotors and fabric, that should be quite achievable now. So I'll go look back at that in a bit. Oh, and this I could just unlock right away. I don't know what the final node is of this tree, but hey, I might as well. That's a nice small tree, so no harm in completing it. Let's see, I think we just needed 25. research.
Research shows potential for processing planetary nutrients for pioneer benefit. Nutritional inhaler research available.
Nice. Okay, so that's going to give some alternate means of producing those inhalers. So let's grab you, and see what we get. And we're going to complete our first mam tree. Nice. Achievement.
Nutritional inhaler recipe unlocked. Using this inhaler will restore health, and also gives your skin a radiant glow that is connected to well-being and probably not radioactivity.
Nice. Good to know. Okay. Deuterium. We should go check on that Deuterium outpost, since it broke down, and get it producing quick wire instead of ingots. That would definitely be valuable. And let's see if we can grab 100 rotors. Might be worth knocking that out. And we'll see how many tickets we got. All right, 100 rotors ready to go. Very nice. Let's see how many tickets we ended up with. 21. All right, that is a decent start. Nice. Okay, now let's take a look at the awesome shop for the very first time. There's a dark mode toggle. That's funny. Okay. Ooh, the FICSIT factory cart. I don't think I can bring myself to get this right off the jump. There's so many more useful things in here, but this thing is hilarious and fun, so I will regret skipping it. But yeah, these are sort of funny, these FICSIT specials. They're usually funny or cosmetic or musical, but what I'm really looking for at this point are things that change the way we can build. So conveyor wall mounts, conveyor ceiling mounts, conveyor floor holes are absolutely huge, as are wall power outlets, pipeline wall attachments, pipeline floor holes. And this is more of an aesthetic thing, but I do really like being able to make my pipes look clean. Where does that take us up to? Only 10 tickets. That is great. Okay, we have organization. So that's going to be lights, which we can't build yet. Some switches. This is mostly cosmetic stuff. Don't think I'll worry about that. Customizer is very literally cosmetic stuff. Ooh, I really do want different foundation materials and material finishes that I can apply to change the look of things. But I feel like I need to make myself look at, again, things that change how we're capable of building. Okay. Ramps and corners. Ooh, corners might be nice. It is basically aesthetic at this point, but let's keep looking. Walls with doors. That is pretty fantastic. Oh, windows. Tilted walls. Until we can unlock some of these, we basically just don't build with walls at all. Some walkways might be nice. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get nearly everything I would want. Equipment. Oh, well, the coffee cup is actually mandatory. It's not even cosmetic. It improves my efficiency. It doesn't. It has no in-game effect. But I really like carrying the coffee cup around, so I'm gonna get that. Got everything that was usable here. Okay, so that is just at 11. Let's get some catwalks. Modern or industrial? I think I like the look of the industrial more, so I'll get those. Then walls. 16. And I've got 21 tickets total. So I can't get windowed walls, for example. I think getting conveyor walls might make the most sense, because that allows me to, it does change how you're capable of building, at least to an extent. Okay. All right, 21 tickets. But as you can see, you don't have to like the coffee cup, even though it is the best thing in the whole shop. But a lot of these components can, like especially floor holes, where you can put a lift between floors straight through, like a foundation. So many of these really do fundamentally change how you can build. So yeah, the Awesome Shop is not just cosmetic, though there are a lot of cosmetic elements in here available.
Official FICSIT coffee cup unlocked. Do not purchase unauthorized FICSIT coffee cups. They have been known to explode and attract wasps. Unauthorized FICSIT coffee cups lower your attractiveness to your preferred gender and/or your sense of well-being if you have no gender attraction or preference. Official FICSIT products can be licensed for your use from official Awesome Shop installations only. Come to the best shop on the planet for the best deals on all official FICSIT supplies, guaranteed.
Well, nicely put, Ada. I am so glad that I got an official FICSIT coffee mug. That really would have been a drag if all of those negative things had happened. Perfect. Perfect. Don't listen to the achievement. It's definitely coffee. Don't ruin this for me. Alright. Well, did I just burn 100 rotors on research? No, I grabbed 100 rotors, theoretically, for research. I think I needed like 50 fabric. This takes mycelia and biomass. Okay. Everything's still running. Okay. How much fabric did we need for that hand slot? 50. Let's grab that mycelia we still have stashed away. And I'm hoping that gets us to at least 50 fabric. No, it does not. But the limiting factor is biomass. Okay. You, give me your biomass. Pulling it right out of our power infrastructure, which might not be the best idea, but that's where it sits. So we should be able to research that.
tool belt expanded. The latest data indicates that the mycelia possess sentience. Don't worry, we have been given permission to harvest and repurpose their remains.
Oh. Well, that makes me feel better. Alright, let's get that next hard drive processing. Beautiful. Alright. Well, I think we are in a pretty good state. It would be nice if we could unlock vehicular transport as well. We can make the associated modular frames yet again. I think I repurposed them for some research instead. Let's give that a try. Alright, there's that. Let's see if there's another 100 rotors waiting for us. 96. Okay, so may be available by the time we get the other ingredients. Boy, I'll tell ya, I'm just now noticing how dense our factory is getting. This middle area has sure filled up. Granted, you know, a lot of this stuff is not exactly permanent and doesn't necessarily need to be sitting here. But, yeah, it can sneak up on you how your factories will expand and consume more floor space. Have I stalled long enough for rotors? No. Oh, yes I have. Alright, I think that is everything. There we go.
Milestone reached. Tractors permit pioneers to move around the world in a manner similar to using legs, except with wheels and the rampant consumption of natural resources. They can also be automated to self-drive and deliver resources between truck stations, which in turn facilitate automation of loading, unloading, and refueling.
Perfect. Alright. What is needed to build a tractor and a truck station? More rotors, more modular frames. I suppose I should have seen that coming. Luckily, I won't need many of these. Still don't have modular frames automated. That's something I'll have to work on. But frankly, probably after coal power. Yeah, coal generator. 75 megawatts apiece. It's going to require a bit of math to figure out exactly how many of those we can fit down in that spot. And then, of course, everything we unlocked through the awesome shop, which will definitely help us out. Alright, well, I think that that's probably a good place to stop for now. And hopefully next time we can figure out what our coal power setup is going to look like, and then cart over there in a tractor and try to get our setup going. We shall see. Alright, thanks everyone for joining me. See you again soon. That's going to be the end of today's episode. Thank you all for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next one.